Born on October 28, 1967 in Smyrna, Georgia, Julia Fiona Roberts was the youngest of 3 children in a family with artistic roots. Her parents, Walter and Betty Lou Roberts, ran a small acting school for children out of their home, exposing Julia early on to the world of performance. When Julia was just 4 years old, her parents divorced. The split was difficult, and she later described the experience as something that left her feeling confused and unsettled. Her father passed away from cancer when she was only 10, a loss that left a profound mark on her. After the divorce, her mother remarried. The relationship between Julia and her stepfather was strained, and in interviews she's hinted that her childhood was far from idyllic. Despite the emotional challenges at home, Julia found solace in music, animals, and her vivid imagination. She played the clarinet in her school band, and initially dreamed of becoming a veterinarian. She also admitted in later interviews that she didn't always feel beautiful growing up. She was lanky, wore big glasses, and didn't fit conventional beauty standards. "I was a bit of a misfit," she once shared. "I had a big mouth, big teeth, and big feet. I didn't know what to do with myself." But that self-doubt would eventually give way to an inner confidence that radiated on screen. After graduating from high school, Julia briefly attended Georgia State University, but soon followed her older brother Eric Roberts to New York City to try her hand at acting. With no formal training and only a deep belief in herself, she began modeling and attending auditions. Her breakout came quickly, first with Mystic Pizza in 1988, where she stole hearts as a passionate working-class waitress, and then with Steel Magnolias, which earned her an Academy Award nomination at just 22 years old. Then came Pretty Woman in 1990, a film that catapulted Julia to superstardom. As Vivian Ward, she brought humor, heart, and humanity to a role that could have been one-dimensional. Audiences around the world fell in love with her, and Hollywood crowned her its newest leading lady. But the spotlight also brought intense scrutiny. Julia's love life became a media obsession, especially when she began dating fellow actors. One of her most high-profile romances was with Kiefer Sutherland. The two were set to marry in 1991, but just 3 days before the wedding, Julia called it off. The decision made headlines, but it showed her courage to walk away from something that no longer felt right. Professionally, the 90s and early 2000s were her golden years. She headlined one hit after another: My Best Friend's Wedding, Runaway Bride, Notting Hill, and Erin Brockovich, the latter of which finally earned her an Academy Award for Best Actress in 2001. Her role as the tough, no-nonsense legal assistant and single mom Erin Brockovich proved that Julia wasn't just America's sweetheart. She was a powerhouse performer with grit and depth. Behind the scenes, Julia was searching for something more grounded, and unexpectedly found it on the set of The Mexican in 2000, where she met cameraman Daniel Moder. Though their beginnings were not without complications, he was married at the time, their bond deepened after his divorce, and together they created a steady private life far from the spotlight. They married in 2002 at Julia's ranch in Teos, New Mexico, a far cry from the paparazzi-filled LA scene. They've been together for over 2 decades now and share 3 children, twins Hazel and Phineas, and son Henry. Julia is famously protective of her family's privacy, choosing to raise them largely out of the Hollywood spotlight. The family divides time between their Malibu home and their New Mexico retreat, where they enjoy a slower, grounded lifestyle. In her free time, Julia is a passionate reader, a yoga enthusiast, and a fan of baking. She has joked in interviews that her kids think her banana bread is legendary. She also loves spending time outdoors, going on long hikes, and riding horses. Julia's love for animals remains strong, and she's often described her pets as being part of the family. She once said, "The older you get, the more fragile you understand life to be." I think that's good motivation for getting out of bed joyfully each day. That joyful spirit, that twinkle in her eyes, what continues to captivate fans around the world. Julia Roberts may have entered Hollywood with a dazzling smile, but it's her kindness, strength, and staying power that made her a true star. A mother, a wife, an Oscar-winning actress, and an eternal symbol of grace, Julia continues to inspire not just as an artist, but as a woman who embraced every stage of life with heart, humor, and humility. Thanks for watching!